Alright, so in today's video, we are going to be talking about a forensics photographer slash forensics photography. The reason why we're going to be talking about this forensic photographer slash photography is because we are doing a project in school and we have to choose a career that is forensics related. I wonder why. Because I'm in forensics class. So, I chose the forensic photographer slash photography, and yeah, we're gonna go over a bunch of like what they do, how much money they make, a ton of other stuff. You're gonna learn pretty much everything about forensics photographer. And the reason why I chose the forensics photographer is because it was the most interesting to me because for post-secondary school, I want to go into media studies, and the forensics photographer has to do a bit with all that, with the kind of stuff that I like. They dabble in a bit of photoshopping, like enhancing images, and all the like sharpening images, making them better to look at, and they gotta take pictures. They gotta take pictures of crime scenes. Gotta get all the angles here, there. You gotta get all the angles, and this is the most. This is the job that I think most suits what I want to do during post secondary. So that's a big reason why I chose it. And yeah, without further ado, now let's talk about what a forensic photographer does. A forensics photographer, when called to a crime scene, according to the website, what does a forensics photographer do? The forensic photographer likes to walk through the scene and get a basic understanding of what has happened, what types of physical evidence are apparent, and how to best photograph the scene. Then, once the background information is gathered from the crime scene, the photographer then must document by taking a series of photos. According to the website, what does a forensic photographer do? These photos include wide-angle shots to capture the scene in its entirety, if it's possible, mid-range shots to show the various pieces of evidence in relation to each other and the whole scene, and close-up shots for evidence, including shell casings, skid marks, blood splatters, and any other similar items. Also, when a forensic photographer is taking pictures, they must lay down items to show the length and size of specific items. Example would be laying down a ruler to get the measurements of a footprint, as well as laying down items to measure the size and length. Forensic photographers also write descriptions about their photographs. An example photograph would be there's a pistol, and they would write on the image, pistol is 10 feet away from the body. And that is what a forensics photographer mainly does. But as for job responsibilities, according to the website, Forensics Photography Schools and Career Information, some of the job responsibilities of a forensic photographer excuse me, are the following: taking photographs of evidence and accidents or crime scenes, which is what we discussed. Using digital imaging to enhance images like fingerprints, we also touched on. And being present at coroner's examinations and taking pictures of evidence. And those are some of the job responsibilities of a forensic photographer. As for work hours, I cannot find any concrete hours where it says you'll be working 80 hours or 50 hours or this, that. I cannot find a concrete number, but I do assume that a lot of the work that you'll be doing will be the job responsibilities and taking pictures and writing down descriptions of those photographs from crime scenes. But with crime happening every day, there's always something new, so you'll probably be working quite often. So, for work conditions for a forensic photographer, according to the website, where does a forensic photographer work? A forensic photographer works wherever they're needed, from suburban to city dwellings to rural areas. Also, some forensic photography takes place in morgues and in hospitals where photographs are needed of the injury before, during, and after treatment. Some advantages of being a forensic photographer is you get to help solve crime. You also get to document and take photos of crime scenes, which is pretty cool. And you get to use the images to help solve new cases. As for disadvantages, you might have to take a look at some disturbing or potentially gory images, dead bodies, blood if you're not a fan of that. But a dead body just sitting there in a picture, that would not be cool to look at, especially if they're really bloody. But also, you could have some potentially long and odd hours. And that's bad partially because you don't make a lot of money. So if you want to become a forensic photographer, your journey really starts in high school, because that's where you pick your courses to get you the prerequisites to go into the course of your choice in post-secondary, if that's what you are choosing to do. So in high school, some courses that would help prepare you for this type of career would be biology, chemistry, biochemistry, physics, and mathematics. According to the website, What Does a Forensic Photographer Do? All types of forensic science technicians, including forensic photographers, can benefit from a solid foundation of knowledge in courses such as the following that I just listed. Also, taking general photography classes and forensic photography classes would be also a good idea to take. This is because, according to the website How to Become a Crime Scene Photographer, general photography classes teach you the basics of photography. And forensic photography classes teach special investigative skills such as how to identify evidence in a crime scene, how to take photos clearly and accurately show evidence, and how to properly photograph footprints and tire tracks. A high school diploma is also something that is required to become a forensic photographer, according to the website How You Can Become a Crime Scene Photographer in 6 Steps. After you get your high school degree, diploma, you really don't have to go to schooling anymore. But from the website, How to Become a Crime Scene Photographer, it says most employers prefer an associate or bachelor's degree in photography, forensics, or criminal justice. Applicants with a higher education receive more opportunities for employment at a higher rate of pay. Which is a good idea because you don't make a lot of money. So it's a good idea to go to university. So how long would it take to actually become a forensic photography? Well, how long would the schooling take? Well, after your 4 years minimum of high school, you then have to go get a bachelor's degree. And it typically takes 4 years to get a bachelor's degree, but obviously there's always the exceptions and other scenarios. Generally it takes 4 years to get a bachelor's degree. So that means after high school you got to do another 4 years of schooling to get a bachelor's degree. All right, so there's one more thing you can do to increase your odds of getting hired by companies. And this is earning a professional certification. To get this certificate, you must reach the International Association of Identification, the IAI requirements. according to the website, how to become a crime scene photographer. These requirements include current employment in forensics photography, at least 3 years of experience in photography and digital imaging, proof of at least 40 hours of classroom photography courses or college coursework, and 2 letters of professional endorsement and an application for certification. All right, so we're gonna backtrack just a little bit back to going into post-secondary because I'm going to give you 3 possible courses that you could take if you wanted to become a forensics photographer. All right, so I'm going to list off the name of the school, the location, the course requirement, average, and the type of degree that you are earning. And then I'll give, after the 3, I'll give you the course that I would choose. And all this information that I'm about to spew at you is from the website Ontario University's info. So, first one, name of school and program. Western University, Arts and Humanities. Location, London, Ontario. Course requirements, ENG 4U, English. The average required, low to mid-80s. Type of degree earned, Bachelor of Arts, BA, Bachelor of Business Administration / Bachelor of Arts. A BBA / BA, Bachelor of Fine Arts, a BFA certificate, and a certified diploma. So the second program is Trent University, Forensics and Arts. Location, Oshawa, Ontario. Course requirement, 6 4U/M courses, and ENG 4U, English, at a minimum of 60%. And the average required is a 70% minimum. Excuse me. And the type of degree earned is a Bachelor of Arts. For the third course that you could take, or that I'm explaining to you, is from Nipissing University, and it's a Bachelor of Arts in Criminal Justice. The location, North Bay, Ontario, and the course requirement is the ENG4, English again. And average required is a minimum of 70%. The type of degree that you are earning is a Bachelor of Arts. So out of those 3 courses, I would have to go with the Western University Arts and Humanities course, because I am most interested in photoshopping, making videos like this, and graphical design. I think I can do a lot of that stuff in this Western University course, and if it leads to forensics, that's great. Not really what I want to go into, but you also get a lot more certification. You get a lot more bachelors. You get a Bachelor of Arts, Bachelor of Business and Administration / Bachelor of Arts. You get a Bachelor of Fine Art. You get a lot more than just a singular bachelor. So that's pretty cool. Yes! What I've been hyping up the most, what everyone wants to know, what is the salary of a forensic photographer? Well, if you are just starting out as a forensic photographer, you're going to make $32,321. The average salary is not that much better, as it is $42,702. And if you're a senior with 8+ years of experience, pretty much, that will earn you a grand total salary of $51,264. Not the greatest salary in the world. All this information is from the website Forensic Photographer Salary Canada. So, even if you still want to become a forensic photographer, even after finding out that their salary is not very good, where could you find a job in this career? Well, You can find a job in this career in a variety of different places. This includes police departments, crime laboratories, and federal enforcement agencies. There's generally more work for forensic photographers in cities rather than rural areas because of the higher crime rate. This information is from the website What Does a Forensic Photographer Do? Is a forensic photographer job in high demand? I don't think so. I think a forensic photographer is not in big demand. This is because, according to the website, What Does a Forensic Photographer Do? It says that insurance companies may hire forensic photographers to do much of the same thing as attorneys. In fact, some forensic photographers are freelancers who perform work for a slew of various attorneys, insurance companies, and police departments. From this statement, I don't believe that forensic photography is in much of a high demand. With most photographers being freelancers and taking on multiple jobs, could be because their forensic photography jobs are so scarce. It could also be another way of making money because, as we've seen, forensic photographers don't make a ton of money. What is the outlook on the forensic photographer job? What does it look like now, and what does it look like in the future? Well, right now in Canada, based on the website Job Outlooks for Photographers, the present outlook on a forensic photographer is a 1.15 star rating out of 3. This is because Newfoundland, Prince Edward Island, Yukon Territory, Northwest Territory, and Nunavut have a 0-star rating, meaning they are undefined, and they do not have a study done on the amount of jobs for a photographer. Nova Scotia and New Brunswick had a star rating of 1, meaning they had limited jobs for forensic photographers. Ontario, Manitoba, Saskatchewan, Alberta, and British Columbia all have a star rating of 2. This means that there are a fair amount of jobs for forensic photographers. Quebec is the only province that had a 3-star rating, meaning that there are a good amount of jobs for forensic photographers. So I averaged all the stars and divided them by 13 for the amount of provinces and territories, and I got a 1.15 star rating. This means that the average job availability for a forensic photographer in Canada is there are limited jobs for a forensic photographer. As for the future, according to all criminal justice schools, it states that the employment of forensic technicians, forensic photographers fall under this category, is expected to grow at a rate of 16% through 2030. This means that there is a projected growth for the future of forensic photographers. In my personal opinion, it seems like in Canada there is not much of a need for forensic photographers as a whole, based on the 1.15 star rating, having limited jobs. There is also not much reason to go through with this job because you won't be able to sustain yourself on their salary. You have to take up many different gigs to make more money. Plus, as long as you don't mess up the crime scene, really anyone can take pictures of a crime scene. Is it really worth the time? Alright, so let's say you come to terms with yourself and you say, you know what, forensic photography is not for me, and I got a batch, and I got a bunch of degrees that I could use for a different job. What jobs would that be? So let's use the Western University, the Bachelor of Arts and Humanities, that course, the Arts and Humanities course from Western University. Let's use that one as an example. Two of the main degrees that you get from that course are a Bachelor or a BA Bachelor of Business Administration, and a BA Bachelor of Fine Arts. With the Bachelor of Business degree, according to Post Navigation, you can get a job as a banker, financial advisor, a recruiter, etc. With the Bachelor of Fine Arts, according to 46 jobs to pursue with a Bachelor of Fine Arts, you can get a job as a graphic designer, video game designer, a concept artist. That's just to name a few. What type of evidence you typically deal with as a forensic photographer? Well, according to the website Crime Scene Photographer, videographer, jobs, requirements, and certification, crime scene photographers document the appearance and location of victims, shell casings, footprints, blood-stain patterns, and other physical evidence, and produces a permanent visual record. So basically, you deal with the entire crime scene. You walk in, take pictures, and then you look at those pictures and try and piece together what might have happened in the crime scene. Alright, so the last thing that we are going to talk about, excuse me, in the video is a real-life example of a forensic photographer helping solve a case. So, the case that we are going to look at is the Theodore Doahue cold case. I think that's how you say it. I could be butchering it. I'm not sure, though. The date and location of this case is November 12th, 1991, in California. That's when it began. Theodore Doahue maybe, was charged with the murder of his girlfriend at the time, Denise Sharon Kelb. He wasn't found guilty until recently. Brian Wolfe enhanced the 30-year-old pictures into, in his words, quote, very high resolution, and, quote, getting the sharpest picture. From the now enhanced images, a yellow sock could be found in one of the photographs in Donahue's room. That yellow sock matched the one that was found on Kelb's body, and this proved that Donahue was guilty. This wouldn't have been solved if it wasn't for Brian Wolfe and his knowledge on taking old images and making them clearer to the human eye. All of this information was found on the website. Temple professor helps police sharpen the evidence in a 30-year-old cold case arrest. And that is it. All of the websites that I used in this video will be down in the description below if you want to take a look. Well, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. And remember, work hard and stay humble. We'll see you in the next one. See ya. We're done.